Good morning, everyone. Coming to you with proper how-to etiquette on the squat, deadlift, and bench. Now, you guys watched my video yesterday. I hurt myself out here squatting this past Tuesday. And now that I think about it, I think that's how I herniated my disc about 3 years ago. I came off a 1 month deload here the early part of last month, and I started back easing into training. And I love low bar squatting, but I decided to do high bar squats here Tuesday. So I wanted to save my back for deadlifting this week. Now, you guys can't tell right now, but I came out here yesterday because I was trying to figure out how did I hurt myself. Now, the bar was in the right position, but my body was not, number one. Number two, me and my wife came out here about a month ago. She loves to squat. And I forgot that I lowered this down to this. And as you can see in the video, I'm gonna put them side by side, where I will come up here and unrack the weight. And it didn't dawn on me until I really watched it yesterday. I came out and I decided to raise the height back up on the thing that I was getting in a pre-compromising position, because I'm already squatting, so that's putting load on the back. I couldn't get up right under the bar. So down in my lower lumbar, which is why I was having a lot of pain down there from the last squat session, while my back was so fatigued on the deadlift session, up until yesterday when I squatted, or Tuesday when I squatted, was because of that. So adjust the height. You know, I already see I marked my area now, so I know. Me and my wife, we have a squat day together. Yeah, she's on the level down where I left the bar at, and I never changed it. Now it's up in the right way. So now, when I come out to rack the weight, right, and I'm out here by myself, guys, so I'm going in real time. When I come out here to get under the bar, for me, the bar should be right across my upper clavicular, right top of my shoulder. For me, everybody's a little bit different. But this bar was sitting here, and it was sitting lower, which would cause me to squat. Now, I love to get back and go under and get tight. This is the right way to do it. Then step under the bar. If you look at the before side by side, see how my body's a little more upright now. It was more like this, neck out. Bring your neck in, get under, bring the weight up. Now, this is a true high bar. It's still sitting on my traps, right? You push your neck back, take in some deep breath, squat down, squat up. Squat down, squat up. Now, I'm a little tight. Squat down, squat up. Chest high. I don't have a problem. I don't feel a little bit off, because I'm a little bit higher up, and I hope that look good. I'm gonna do it from a different angle. Again, I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna bring this down so you guys can see what I mean, because like I said, I'm feeling by myself. I go under the bar. Everybody's different. You can step under the bar. I like to go back, kind of protract, go under, put the weight where it needs to be. It's on my trap. It's a high bar. Get under, the neck is back in position. Take 3 steps back. Feet at about 45-degree angle. Take a deep breath, hold the core, sit back, break the hip up. Back, break the hips up. Back, break the hips, knees go over your feet, up. Now, as you're squatting, keep your core tight, number one. Number two, when you go down, you hold air. And as you put the weight, you want to put the weight over the center of your feet, not your heels, not the front, over the center. You want to have even distribution of the weight, and you're pushing through the floor. You're pushing through the floor. Now, that was a high bar squat. The bar was still a little high on my traps. I love low bar squatting. Same setup. I go back, or you can walk under it. It doesn't matter. I just like to go back, brace myself. I go under. Now the bar comes down a little bit lower here, and I'm under the bar. That's up. Bar feels good. Elbow ain't too flared back. I can kind of keep my stance about to sound like to bring it in a little bit. Deep breath, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Low bar squatting, when you add weight, it will push you more forward. That includes the posterior chain a little bit more. Now, just doing this alone, I feel so much better. I don't feel the tinging and the little creaks and pain I was feeling. And I wish I would have seen my form. Having the camera at different angles can offset that form. But as you can tell, my neck wasn't out squatting. You load your traps with weight and your neck is forward like this here. The weight's pushing your traps down and pulling these muscles. You have a lot of nerves that run through your cervical spine down to your traps and down. When you pull muscle like that, it can impinge on those nerves. They can temporarily disrupt some things, compression. And my C5, C6, based on the notes that they wrote on my x-ray, says that the spinal canal, the disc around the spinal canal is mildly narrowing. So it's narrowing more than what it needs. And I have moderate spurs on the end, right? So when bones break or repair, they cause spurs, and that's normal. That's part of aging. However, it's the narrowing around the spinal canal, and if it gets any worse, that could start having some disruption on my spinal cord from C5 all the way down. And you don't want that because anything cervical and down causes issues from here down. So fixing posture and strengthening your muscles in your neck and doing those things can offset that because you're putting your canal back where it needs to be, and it can slow down that narrowing process of your spinal disc. That's going to happen with age anyway, but you can slow it down, and that's what I'm working on by just fixing my form. So you kind of see it's a night and day difference on those side-by-side videos. Now, when I bench press, okay, I'm gonna slide this over here, aim it down, squeeze all of the toys that's in here. On the bench press, what a lot of people do, they come in and they lay flat on the bench. So they'll come in, they'll lay down, I hope you guys see me real good, right? And they lay flat on the bench, they're flat. This is a no-no. You don't want to lay flat on the bench, right? You want to protract, raise your chest up. Another thing that I need to start doing or have a habit with, I need to tuck my chin down. This pulls your cervical spine in more of a compromised, not compromised, but in a less compromised position versus having it up like this here, because that's putting torque on the neck. A lot of times when I would bench press, my neck would stay straight up, and I didn't realize that discomfort was coming from that. I thought that was because I had my shoulder braces trying to tuck your chin. Now, I got a little arch in my back. This is for support to help me put the weight on my chest, but also help me to have more of a sturdy pressing position. I push through my heels. I activate my glutes. I unwrap the bar. Bar gets about right here, straight over my chest, south of my sternum. Bring it down to elbows. Press up, back it up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just that little change right here in my neck, from keeping it from here to putting it here, feels a lot better. And I'm gonna put it at a different angle so you guys can see a little bit better. Here we go. Once again, I want you to see it at a different angle. Like I said, the first thing you sit down, right? You lean back. A lot of people just go straight back like this here. If you put a lot of stress on your lower back, and it's going to be hard to press the weight like this, it's going to hurt. Your shoulders going to come forward. Put them lower your shoulder. Bring your feet back. Just let your back go back. This is good. This is good. You want to have a little bit of a bracing area. Your lumbar has a natural curve. Brace it this way. Go in, right? With your neck, bring your chin down. Tuck your chin. Don't do this. I just always keep my neck neutral like this here with the curve, but that is loading the disc. Believe it or not, that's loading the disc. And I always get discomfort here. I feel a little strain up here when I get high on weight. Don't do that. Tuck your chin in. Got an arch. My shoulders are protracted. Chest is dominant. Chest is dominant. Feet back, glutes tight. I want to push to the floor, push the weight up. I go no wider than the knurling on my bar. 6 inches good. Powerlifting, you go out to about 9 inches, and they have 2 knurlings. But I like to go wide. This is more of a neutral grip for me anyway. So the outside of my hands on this knurling right here, a little circle that goes around right there. I unwrap the weight, bring it down right here. You'll know your chest activate. Down, back up, down, back up, down, back up. Notice I'm not flaring like this here. That is wrong. You'll hurt your shoulder. That's bad intention. I'm keeping my shoulders tucked, down, That's how you bench. Now, deadlift is one of those things where a lot of people fuck it up. There are multiple ways to deadlift, but I'm gonna teach you the conventional way first, and then sumo, and then you have the straight leg deadlift, and that's mainly it. So let's go with conventional first. Let me bag up a little bit. I gotta move shit out the way, so I'm gonna pause real quick, and then I'm gonna bring it back. Deadlifting is one of these exercises where you have to be very keen at what you're doing. So the camera's angling down. So I'm going to explain this as I approach the bar. Now, normally you want to deadlift in hard sole shoes. It's something real close to the ground. A lot of folks like deadlifting barefooted. I'm against that. Chuck Taylor's is a good shoe. My shoe is a soft sole, a little bit high right now, but I'm not going heavy. But as you go heavy, you want a hard sole shoe. Just like when you squat, you want a hard sole shoe so you can push maximum force and through that shoe to transfer to the floor. If you have a soft sole shoe and you try to push, you'll find out real quickly that the softness of that is allowing that to penetrate the floor the right way. But as you deadlift, it's all about foot placement. Now, I come up to the bar, my feet is halfway under this bar, okay? Right about where the tongue is at on my shoe. Now, from here back, it's a hip hinge movement. Some people like to sit back and grab the bar, right, until your shins touch. I like to just go straight down. Once I feel this point right here, okay, I set myself. Now, right now, it's very lightweight, so I'm gonna use just a regular grip, but I like hook grip and stuff. I don't like the over underhand because you can really do some bicep damage if you torque that weight the wrong way. So I load my heels, believe it or not. I sit back, I transfer weight back. So I kind of put the weight back on my heels a little bit. I grab the bar, then I pull the slack. Now I'm engaged. I'm sitting more upright. All you do from this point here, come straight up. Boom, lock your hips out, lower it down the same way. Go straight down. You keep a neutral spine, neck up, not tuck. You can tuck if you want. They want you to look down, tuck your neck. I kind of want to keep it neutral. You tuck down, chest high. Retract your lats, slack out, come up. Just like that. You'll load the trap. That's how you deadlift conventional. From the side, you should have an angle kind of similar to this. You should look kind of like this here from the side. Sit back, low, right, bar in your hand, slow it up like this here, right? You shouldn't be like this here, and you shouldn't be pulling like this here. The bars in front of you, let me stagger my feet here. The bars in front of you, you need to come straight down, straight back, you're up, upright, you got your lateral track, pull out the slant, tuck your chin, keep your chin up, tuck, come up. That is a deadlift. Now, sumo, take a wide stance. I like to look where the null is at, the circle, and kind of keep my feet, the outer sweep of my feet, parallel, well not parallel, but I imagine a straight line going flush with that null in there. So I sit up, everybody's gonna be different, but that's my sweet spot, right? So I'm open. Now sumoing is a different leverage. With sumo, it's fast off the floor with a slow lockout because of the way that you are. Conventional is slow off the floor with a fast lockout. But with sumo, you can go a little bit heavier because your back is not under so much stress as it is like doing conventional. Plus, your quads are more to play, so that helps you pick up more weight as the weight kind of transfer forward off your hamstrings and glutes and stuff. Your quads is usually stronger than your hamstrings, so with that extra assist from the quads, you pull more weight. Kind of like when you low bar squat, you include glutes, somewhat hamstrings, just those added muscles and the leverages allow you to squat more in a low bar squat. So as you do a deadlift like this here, it's a little bit different. You go down, now if you notice, I'm wide already, I'm out. I come in, grab the bar here, or you grab it here, right? Same thing, you sit back, tuck down, come up, sumo. Now, I used to do sumo all the time. You can probably see I'm more upright. Down, up, sumo. Now, I used to do sumo quite often after I herniated my disc. The one thing I don't like about sumo though, especially if you don't have the proper bar, this is a wider bar. The gnarly hair go out about 9 inches. And I hated that. That's one of the reasons why I got a little bit of elbow tinnitus from benching, because I be so wide out with this bar. So it causes my skin to be a little bit wider. Normally, I'm a little bit more inward, but that's besides the point. The reason why I stopped sumoing is simply because my quads will be taxed when I want to squat. So I would rather, if you're not going to squat a lot, then it's good to sumo. But if you're going to be doing a lot of squatting, then I advise you get good conventional. Now, the stiff leg deadlift is the same way as conventional. It's just your legs are going to be more at a straighter angle, and I'll show you what I mean. With conventional deadlift, okay, let me bring it down a little bit more. I'm going to be staggering the bar here, so excuse me. I want to have a wide base. You're going down like this, right? You're down, you're up in this position here, you get nice and tight. You're down, maybe, chin is down, you're looking forward, chest high. You pull it up, right? Well, stiff leg deadlifts are the same way. You just slight bend the knees, and you're down like this, right? So you're picking the bar up, right? Same way as conventional, but you're not going all the way down to the floor. You're keeping your legs bent straight, and you're bending down at the hips here. You can see what I mean. The leg isn't going down. You're down here, up. Break, down here, up. You're going to pull the weight off the floor the same way to get into position, and then from there, you're going to lower the weight down. You don't want to bend your legs too much. You want to put the load on the hamstrings. And then it's from the lower back, from the hip area, you're going straight down like this here. Till the bar touches the floor, you can see that the legs is straight. It's not like lowering down here. You're keeping them pretty straight. Down with a straight neutral spine. The waist should touch the floor about right here based on 45-pound plates. Up. It's like doing the Romanian deadlift where you're pulling the weight up. This is the starting position here, right? Romanian stiff legs are the same damn thing. But Romanian, you get a little bit more bend. And it's a little bit more, you're down, up, down. You're lowering the weight isn't touching the floor. Stiff leg deadlift, the weight can touch the floor, but Romanian, you're keeping the bar from touching the floor. So it's about right here where you should stop. Right when you get stopped at your knee, you should stop. And that's the difference. So those are the main forms of deadlift. Stiff leg, you can go all the way down and touch the floor if you want. Romanian deadlift, not so much. You want to really target the hamstrings. And I'll do the different variations when I have time with weight to show you. The stiff leg is probably the best bang for your buck at really overloading the hamstrings because you can lower the weight down and actually tap the fucking floor. Romanian deadlifts, you don't want to go too heavy because it's more of a hypertrophy exercise. The weight isn't touching the floor, so you want to really tax the hamstrings. And then conventional is the best of both. You're going down and up, and you can overload conventional more than you can with a stiff leg or a Romanian. You can still overload, but not with that much of a heavy ass weight load. Because with conventional, you're putting the weight down, pausing, resetting, and pulling it back up, going down, pausing, resetting, and pulling it back up. So you can get away with that. With stiff leg, your leg isn't bending enough, and you're not doing too much of a hip hinge, but you're not allowing the weight to stay down long. You're tapping and coming up. You're tapping and coming up. I mean, it looks something like this here. You can't really see. Let me show you guys. I want to show you what I mean. So start position like a regular deadlift, right? I come up, know my position, get it, sit back, kind of lower my heels a little bit, tuck my chin, I come up. Now from here down, I break a little bit, and I'm going straight down, keep my back up, touch, up, touch, up. I'm barely allowing my legs to bend. From here down, touch, up. Barely allowing that bend, touch, up. Now, going straight down, barely allowing the bend, touch, up. If I do Romanian, it's down here, stop, up. Break at the hips, down here, stop, up. Break here, down at the hips, stop, up, right? So, those are the variations. You got sumo, conventional sumo, stiff leg, Romanian, and those are all good exercises to train posterior chain. But you want to make sure that your form is there. Always check the equipment. This is a learning experience for me. Even as a personal trainer, I made the mistake at not checking my equipment. And I made the mistake of not fixing my form on the bench. Even though I didn't think that having my neck looking straight up like this here was a problem, because you got a natural curve here. When you bench and these muscles are contracted, the disc in your back, you can imagine the disc, they're like this here. That's a lot of load on the disc. So you bring them down, you open up your back, they'll allow you to press. They'll allow you to press. So if you're having a lot of neck pain, upper back pain, your trap run through here to the cervical bone, tuck your chin, press the weight, okay? Don't do this and keep it like this here. You're gonna have a problem. You're gonna get bone spurs like me, and you're gonna have some discs start to degenerate pretty fucking fast, okay? Same with squat. Load the bar right, get under the bar. If I would have seen that yesterday, well Tuesday, you're saying it's Thursday. If I would have seen that Tuesday, I would have fixed my form immediately. I was just so one-track minded of trying to get 315 at 170 pounds. And it cost me a few days of training. Numbness throughout my body. I'm just now getting over that type of sensation. Going to the hospital, all that shit. To learn, I have a lot of spurs from C3 down to C7. Okay, and I had to make changes. So to me, it was a wake-up call to really check. When I go to the gyms, I always check the equipment. Here, I didn't think about it. My wife come out here and she squats. She doesn't squat heavy. That's another thing. Before I start back going heavy, I didn't have an issue because I was only doing 170, 160, 150 for 4 or 5 sets of the more than 8 to 10 reps. That's lightweight to me, so the body, it didn't disrupt my body. But the moment I started going heavy on the squat, I noticed that it was harder than normal, and I thought it was cardio. No, it wasn't. It's because the way my form was under the bar. And tweaking it now, I feel a lot better just from squatting up and down. I don't have that, even with the bar, you can feel the difference. I feel more explosive because I can put the weight where it needs to be, and I'm not already preloading myself. I'm at a position where when I load now, I have the energy to perform the movement a lot better. So, like I said, I'm starting back squatting with weight on my back next week. I probably won't go no higher than 225 for a couple of weeks, just to make sure that I didn't do any significant damage. The VA should let me know next week. They're going to get the CD tomorrow. I got to go out there and drop it off tomorrow. They're going to let me know when they look at the x-ray how bad my bone spurs are. And I got to go out there and talk to orthopedist, and he's going to probably tell me to do some exercises at home and to be mindful of your cervical spine. And then once I know he give me okay that I can go heavy, just don't fuck this up, then I'll start back going heavy gradually. But it was a wake-up call to look at my form. So always double check yourself. As a personal trainer, it's my job not to give you bad information. It's my job to make sure that you don't hurt yourself doing these exercises. Like I said, with the stiff leg deadlift, you don't want to go too heavy. You don't, because it's a movement that requires you to be at an angle to lift the weight with your hamstrings and glutes and somewhat of your lower back. If you try to go too heavy, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to have a real bad time with your lower lumbar. Same with the RDLs, meaning deadlifts. You don't want to fucking go too heavy on that because you're going down and you're coming up. You're not actually in the weight touch to let the back get a temporary release. You're going down and up, down and up. Now with the straight leg deadlift, you don't have to touch the ground. You can go down like Romanian and come up. I like touching the ground because I want to get that break and then pull back up. That's why I don't go heavy. But if you do want to go heavy, my advice is modify it to where it's like the RDL, but you're keeping the leg more straighter, of course. Go down low enough and come up. I like going down because I'm getting a nice tug and pull down, and I'm working some muscles, but that's with light weight, okay? Because I know somebody can say, well, you ain't supposed to touch with straight leg deadlift too. Yeah, you can with lighter weight. With lighter weight, you get a full range of motion. But the moment you start going heavy and you know it's heavy, don't go all the way down. It's just like if you're doing heavy benching and you're trying to fatigue yourself. You go all the way down, touch your chest, and then if you want to overload it, you go halfway down and then you go up. And you can add heavier weight, just see how that feels here to here. Because a lot of people get stuck here on the lockout. From here to here, they can get it, but then here they can't go up. So they train this motion here. And that's overloading the muscle. You're still working it, right? So there are ways to get around that notion that you can't take an exercise and modify it. Straight leg deadlifts, if the weight's light enough, touch the floor. Give your hamstrings, that lower back, and your glutes time to reset, and then slowly pull it up. As you go heavier, lessen that range of motion to just out there your knees, okay? You're still getting a good workout, a good stretch of the hamstrings, but you're not putting your lower back in a very compromised position. Look at it this way now I'm done this video with the straight leg deadlift, because that's one of them exercises that, it's a lot with that. Your warm-up sets, lightweight, go down to the floor, tap it, come up. Your working sets, go down to your knees, right, get south to your knees, and then come up. Don't let the weight touch, just like in the remaining deadlift. Come up like that. That way you're getting the best of both worlds. You're warmed up all the way, and as you get better with that movement and it gets easier and you want to go down low and tap it with 225 or 230, ease into that progression. But don't over fucking do it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I gotta get ready for some Trump stuff. I gotta talk about what's gonna happen in Georgia today with that shit and why it's gonna happen when trial comes and all that. And a live stream today. Gonna do a reaction to some stuff, some anime, some obese stuff, and have some good time with that. And then I'll be taking a break for this weekend to recover still and get ready to start back filming and working out next week. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.